What up, booktube? It's me, Blue, in case you couldn't tell. I just wanted to show you a little bit of my costume. I am DJ Pawn 3 from My Little Ponies Equestria Girls at my children's insistence. I'm gonna leave the wig on, but I'm not gonna leave everything else on because honestly, it's a little bit cumbersome. But I'm not gonna apologize for how I look because really, I look amazing. And I had so many people asking if that's my real hair, so I'm just gonna keep it like that. So things are good. Tomorrow is Halloween, and either today or yesterday, I think it was yesterday, was the Awkward Bookworm's her birthday. So I am wanting to wish her a wonderful, oh my gosh, where is this hair coming from? A wonderful happy birthday, even though it might be a little belated. Maybe I'll put this back on. Cover that part up. There we go. Now I look good. So I want to wish her a very happy birthday, and the best way I could think of to wish her a happy birthday is to do a book tag. So today is Tag Tuesday. It is Halloween Eve, and she, JG over at the Awkward Bookworm, created the Birthstone book tag. Now, I have been thinking really hard about these books, so I'm really hoping that I've got them all. I've got her book tag listed here. I have my list underneath. I have another list of books that I've been reading. I just have like an onslaught of paperwork in front of me. It's crazy looking. Anyway, I'm just gonna jump right into it. I do not have any of these books on me, but I'm going to post them all in the comments, excuse me, in the description, so that you can have a look at them. First book I'm starting with, the January, is Garnet, and she's got associated with warding off negative forces and dark energies. So you have to name a book with the darkest, evilest character you can think of. And I thought of, I think it's Malin from the Red Queen series, which seems like a really weird choice. And here's why I made it. Because he seems to really, like, in-depthly be in love with the main character, and then I'm trying not to really mess up the series or spoil anything, and if I do, I apologize thoroughly. But what he has actually done is, like, he makes the main character believe something about himself, and then he totally spins it, and there's betrayal, and there's evil, and there's murder and torture, and it's just heart-wrenching. Like, you really want to believe the best in him, and I think it's the betrayal that's really seems really dark to me. Like the fact that he really comes across as being overwhelmingly in love with her, and then it rings a little bit like Hans from Frozen, to go back to my Disney roots, just because he's like, if only there was someone who loved you. And that's kind of the vibe I get from Malin, and that I hate him so much. So that was what I picked for my darkest character, or my evilest character. Now February is an Amethyst, and Amethyst was my mom's birthday, so I have a lot of Amethyst stuff. And what it is purple is associated with royalty, so name a book with regal qualities. Base this off characters, or choose the king of all books. I based it on characters, and I picked the Three Dark Crowns. Just that whole series is so good, and even though it's a story about three sisters trying to kill each other, it's still a really good book. So I chose that one for its royal qualities, not necessarily for its murdery qualities. That is really bright. I just realized how bright that reflects on my face. I'm so sorry. Okay, so March Birthstone is Aquamarine, and it's a little bit washed out. So name a wishy-washy character, a character who is not strong or a follower. And I picked Aegon, which seems really weird. Not because he's not a strong character, and not because he's not a follower, because he's so not either of those things. But he seems to flip-flop back and forth. Aegon is from the Siren series, and he's really good, but then he's not, and then he's it's not that he's good and then evil, it's that he's focused on his heart, and then he's focused on his mind, and then he's on his heart, and then he's thinking about the people that he rules over, and then like it's just on and off and back and forth, and you never know where his loyalties are, and it's frustrating. And he really wants to follow his heart, but he knows he has to lead, and so he can't really do that. It's just blah 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 blah. So I found him very wishy-washy, like just very back and forth. April is Diamond. Diamond in the Rough. Name a book that you love that is not well known. Well, it's well known now, but it wasn't at the time. When I first started writing my list, I wrote A Man Called Opal, and it's so good. I loved it so much. Anyone who has asked for a recommendation, I have given them this one, because there's something about it that is so dark, but it's so good, and I love it. I think it's amazing. So, recommending that one to most people. May is the Emerald, and it is said to balance energy. Name 2 characters who balance each other well. And I picked Scarlet and Wolf from the Cinder series, the Lunar Chronicles. And Scarlet and Wolf. Scarlet is supposed to be the Little Red Riding Hood character, and Wolf, of course, is the wolf character. But the way they balance each other is one is all brain, like she's very smart. She's very like well known, she's very royal, she's polite, she's the upper class, like the upper crust. She's I'm trying to think of the word, like she's very much like the monarchy kind of idea. She's got the poise, she's got everything she needs, the lessing, the breeding, and Wolf does not have any of those things. And so like I find that like the 2 of them balance really, really well. So that's what I'm saying for my 2 characters that balance each other well. June is the Pearl, and it's associated with loyalty. Name a character who is loyal to the end. And this one, I decided to pick Hermione, because even though there were some moments, like when she goes off to Victor Crumb, or like there are just the moments that she has that she really, really wants to be, you know, her own person. I know that she's loyal to Harry and Ron, and I think that makes her a really good character. I think she's really strong for that. So that's my character I chose. I really like Hermione. Anyway, July. And July is, I'm worried I'm going to skip one of these. July is the Ruby, and it is blood red. And it says, name a book that made your blood boil, one that made you angry. Malice, I think it's called. Now I have to check, because nope, it's Malice by John Gwynne. I hated this book. I won't say that very often. I hated this book. If you're going to write a book, write it as if it's a standalone novel, and then maybe hint that there could be a prequel or a sequel. Do not write an entire book, 500 pages of filler to lead to another novel. That's what this book is. Nothing happens in this book. I could give you 3 sentences and spoil the whole book for you and save you a whole bunch of time and money, because it was so awful. It was leading to this pivotal moment that never came. It was so frustrating. I hate this book. Even now my blood is boiling. Even now I'm so mad. Okay, I hate this book so much. I'm pretty sure I wrote it somewhere in one of my journals and I just scratched it out. I hate this book. So yeah, that's the book I picked. Malice by John Gwynne. I'm not gonna link that one, just out of spite, because I don't like that book. Okay. Now I have to talk about positive books. Okay, August, Peridot, pale green. It pales in comparison to other gems. Name a supporting character who you like better than the main character. This is going to be an unpopular opinion. because I just recently read Undead Girl Gang and I loved it. That's not the unpopular opinion because it is quite a good book. But the unpopular opinion is I didn't like Mila and I didn't like Riley. I found the two of them really shallow and frustrating. But I did like June. I liked June, and I liked the other girl whose name has escaped my brain. She has this really cool name. Anyway, but the other two girls who are brought back from the dead accidentally, I like them because their characters grow and develop over the course of the book, and the main characters don't. I found that really angry and frustrating because I really want to love, and I've heard like a lot of people are like, yeah, the Riley and Mila relationship is really, really strong and blah blah blah, and it is, like, it's really cool. It's a really good book. But I liked that June and I'm gonna call her Preston, and I know that's not the name, but I liked that the two Dalton, I think, June and Dalton, that sounds right, that the other two girls actually grow and develop and form like other relationships that are more in depth than the main characters. So I'm going to choose, I'm just going to say June and her friend because I cannot remember her name and I'm so bad at that. That being said, where am I? September, Sapphire Blue. September, blue like the ocean, which is calming. Name a book that had a calming effect on you. Oh my goodness. Okay, cozy mysteries. I am a sucker for cozy mysteries. It is my book kryptonite. I think anything that has a bad pun in the title and anything that is a cozy mystery, like books that have recipes, books that have knitting patterns or crocheting patterns in them, I am a sucker for those books. And they really, really, like, reading one of those, I could probably read one of those in a couple hours, and they really do have a calming effect. I just adore those books. So that's what I picked. The ones I've been reading recently have been by Betty Hechtman. She writes really cool crochet mysteries about Molly Pink and the rest of the, like, little Tarzana hookers and but no, I mean like crochet. I don't mean the other kind, but they're really, really good. And they always have, because Molly, the main character, is a retired caterer, there's always recipes in the back, and because it's all about crochet, usually they'll post a link, or usually they'll post the pattern for one of the patterns that they've mentioned in the book. So it's really cool. It's a lot of fun. So I love those. Those always give me a calming effect. October. Name an iridescent book. This can be a book with a beautiful cover, shiny, lots of color, or you can base it off a character who is quirky and colorful. I did kind of both. I'm doing this weird because it's a nonfiction book, and I picked I Hate Everyone Except You. I think that I Hate Everyone Except You. I think that's what it's called. There, I had to look it up. Yeah, I Hate Everyone Except You. And that's by Clinton Kelly. And it's a story about his life. And so Clinton Kelly, if you don't know, is already this wonderful, creative, charismatic person. Not a character, person. And he's so, when he writes the book, it's written as if he was writing it, which I guess is the point. But it's such a good book. So I really like that. And then on top of that, the book itself has this like little pouty bird on it, that this little budgie person with the yellow background, and I wish I had the book here so I could show you, but it's this really funny cover. So the cover is really colorful, and then the character inside is really colorful as well. So that's my October read, my October tag choice, whatever. November is the Topaz is associated with resilience. Name books with character who rises in the time of adversity. And I wrote Zélie Adebola, and I hope I'm saying that right. Zélie from Children of Blood and Bone. I mean, I'm trying not to spoil all these books for you because they're so good. But I picked that one, I think, because of like what happens halfway through the book, and then she overcomes that, and still like knocks it out of the park. Like it's so, she's such a strong character, and she undergoes so much and still owns it. Like she's still such a strong character at the end of the book. So I think that's awesome. And finally, December, Zircon, the blue Zircon, associated with friendship. Name a book with a friendship that you want to be a part of. I picked so many books for this one. I had trouble like just like writing it down. And finally I picked the O'Malley series. If you haven't read it, Dee Henderson writes about a book of kind of orphans who come together and they pick a family name and they kind of adopt each other and become the O'Malleys. And so like I think it's a 7-book series, and it's just so fun to read each of their different jobs and each of their different characters, and it's a family and it's a friendship that I'd love to be part of. And so that's what I picked for my final book. So there you go, Jay. Happy birthday. I finally did your book tag, so you can go ahead and try it again if you want, because it's a lot of fun. It's a really good tag. So well done. Happy birthday. For those of you who are not celebrating a birthday, tomorrow is Halloween in Canada, America, and a couple of other countries. So I'm going to wish you guys a happy Halloween. If you have to drink, or if you are going to drink, please drink responsibly. Find somebody to drive you home. I don't want to lose any of you. I think you guys are so amazing and so precious. Please be careful. Please be smart. And on that note, have a fun, safe, happy Halloween, and support your local library. Knowledge is power, and we'll see you next week. Bye-bye.